SDP Chairman Gabam dismisses suspension. Misconduct allegation says party is under attack. Plateau mob attack survivor recounts harrowing ordeal. Birnin Kebbi housing crisis worsened as residents groan over rising construction costs. And on the foreign scene, Tehran defies attacks, vows to push ahead with nuclear program. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update and Trust TV. My name is Idris Dayabaturi. Now, the national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, Shehu Gabam, has addressed the nation and party members over the recent wave of misinformation circulating online. He clearly stated that the rumors claiming that he has stolen SDP funds and has been suspended as chairman are entirely false and baseless. Gabam, who further alleged that some armed individuals have been deployed to his office with the intent to assassinate him, however, confirmed that he has already filed a petition against them and he is taking legal action. He urged all party members and Nigerians to disregard the fake news, remain calm and stay focused on the vision of the SDP for a better Nigeria.
I'm here to address you to assure you that the fake news you saw on social media alleging that I was suspended in the office is fake. I'm talking to you live in the office right now. Unfortunately, like we have predicted for a very long time, there were great determination to create crisis in Social Democratic Party. We maintain our cool. I have maintained my cool. I have not discussed or addressed media on a lot of issues that are going on because I wanted everything to come out publicly so that Nigerians will judge that the system we are running is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that no party exists.
Now, the leadership of the People's Democratic Party and officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, held a closed-door meeting in Abuja as preparation intensified ahead of the party's upcoming National Executive Council Committee. They both went into the closed-door meeting immediately after having a press briefing at the INEC headquarters. The meeting focused on issues related to internal party processes, upcoming elections, and the status of the party's leadership structure. Those present include the acting national chairman of PDP, Umar Damagun, INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, PDP governors, as well as top INEC officials, among others.
Fruitful discussion. Politics, is dynamic and pragmatic as well. So we'll go back and meet our larger stakeholders and disseminate all the discussion that has taken place today, and we'll come up with a position immediately. Thank you, and God bless.
Now, one of the Kaduna wedding travelers, Abbas Rufai, who survived the Friday mob attack in Mangun community of Mangu local government area of Plateau State, has narrated how he miraculously maneuvered through the mob to alert soldiers who came to their rescue. Rufai shared his experience with Governor Obasani of Kaduna during the governor's visit to the injured victims at the 44th Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna, on Monday. Rufai was among 31 wedding guests attacked while traveling in an 18-seater bus belonging to Ahmadu Bello University Zaria ABU. The group, comprising men, women, and children from Basawa and Gwanrimi community in Zaria local government area of Kaduna State, was headed to Kwan and Pan local government area for a wedding ceremony.
I was the one who alighted from the bus to ask for directions after the driver parked by the roadside. As I approached some people sitting by the roadside, I noticed an unfriendly mood in their faces, which signaled I wasn't welcome. Given their body language, I decided not to ask them anything. When I turned back, I heard them say that we should kill them all and burn the vehicle. Before we knew it, some of them started hitting the bus, forcing the driver to attempt a U-turn, but they quickly barricaded the road with heavy stones and logs. Miraculously, I drew back a little. I was wearing a loose garment and short trousers, and I quickly removed the gown without them noticing. Little by little, I moved away from the bus, which they had already set ablaze with the travelers inside.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives on Tuesday called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetekun, the Director General of the Department of State Services, DSS, Adeola Oluwatosin Ajayi, and the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluedi, to immediately arrest and prosecute those responsible for the gruesome killing of 13 wedding guests in Plateau State. The victims, all from Kaduna State, were attacked and killed after they lost their way while traveling to attend a wedding ceremony in Mungu local government area of Plateau State. Moving a motion of urgent public importance at plenary on Tuesday, Sadiq Angwa Abdullahi decried the failure of security agencies to curb such attacks despite previous resolutions of the National Assembly and repeated promises of action by the authorities. The lawmaker described the incident as a cold-blooded massacre of unarmed civilians on a peaceful journey for a social event. The lawmaker expressed concern that such unchecked attacks are becoming a dangerous trend, threatening not only the freedom of movement but also the peace and unity of the country. Now, the commander of 6th Brigade of the Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation Wildstruck, Brigadier General Kingsley Ua, has facilitated the signing of a peace pact between feuding tribes of Tiv and Fulani in Gasso local government area of Taraba State. The signing of the peace pact is part of the ongoing effort to foster peaceful coexistence among diverse communities in the state and highlight the importance of non-kinetic measures in resolving conflict and enhancing relations with the state. The meeting, held at the 6th Brigade headquarters in Jalungu, the traditional leaders, community leaders, and other critical stakeholders, was to deliberate on a sustainable path to peace following escalating tensions and unresolved communal disputes between the Tiv and Fulani ethnic groups to avert renewed violence. During the meeting, the brigade commander commended the cycle of violence and condemned the cycle of violence and warned against taking the law into one's hand. He emphasized that no individual or group has the constitutional mandate to enforce justice outside the bounds of the law. A press statement issued by the Acting Assistant Director, 6th Brigade, Nigerian Army Public Relations, Captain Olubodunde Oni, urged all stakeholders to be ambassadors of peace and agents of development in their communities. Now, the governor of Bayelsa State, Duye Jiri, has directed security commanders in the state to ensure that a judge of the state high court, Justice Ebierin Omukoro, who was abducted by armed men on Saturday in Yenagoa, is released without harm. Governor Jiri gave the directive on Monday in Sagbama town during his ongoing local government thank you tour to Sagbama local government area. Trust TV's Friday, Ebimobuwi Peter completes the report.
Said kidnappers of the judge were caught on CCTV cameras, adding that ongoing investigation will unravel their identities. He warned criminal element and their sponsors to retrace their steps, as there was no hiding place for them following the state government's investment in closed-circuit television cameras and other security gadgets.
And I can tell you that from the minute of that kidnap, I have summoned all the security commanders in the state. I have given them a marching order to ensure that that judge comes out alive and very fast. And let me tell those who are either sponsors of crime and criminality or those who are directly involved in crime and criminality, it is time to give up. Our technology is working, and that's why we have all the footages of those who did that dastardly act.
Some state legislators, in their goodwill messages, express appreciation to the governor for transforming Sagbama through infrastructure project and appeal to the government to prevail on the Niger Delta Development Commission to construct abandoned Abueto Elemebri Asamabri road project awarded over 25 years ago.
Today you are here to come and say thank you to the people of Sagbama local government area. We love you, His Excellency. You have done so much for the people of Sagbama local government area.
But we rose against pettiness, political pettiness. We prioritize our people. We prioritize good governance above political pettiness. That's why we are able to produce that number of votes.
For the Torobeni, Ayamabeni, Eriama road leading to Egbema Galabri, and if you swing left, Torobeni to Akada to Siama and beyond. That is a road that's a game changer.
We have a road that has been pending for over 25 years or thereabouts, that was started by the NDDC, the road to Elemebri, and it is still not there today. And this is a constituency where we are predominantly farmers. The road is indeed very important to us. When there are emergencies, there's a huge difficulty, not to talk of the cost of going in and coming out. So we would like to plead with His Excellency today that please do not be tired pushing the NDDC to rise up to their responsibility.
The governor and his entourage later visited the palace of the Pere of Kombowe Kingdom, King Buloyi Sofado, for further engagement on boosting security in the area. From Sagbama, Friday, Ibmobowe Peter, Trust TV News.
Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declined assent to the National Assembly Library Trust Fund Establishment Amendment Bill 2025, citing conflict with existing federal laws and policies. In a letter addressed to the Speaker of the House of Representatives and read by the Speaker on Tuesday, Tinubu said while he acknowledged the laudable objectives of the proposed legislation, several provisions in the bill were inconsistent with the settled laws and policies of the federal government. According to the President, the bill contained clauses relating to funding mechanisms for agencies under the National Assembly, taxation of national entities, public service remuneration, as well as age and years of service, which he said could establish a dangerous and unsustainable precedent. He warned that enacting the bill into law in its current form will not only contradict existing governance framework, but also work against the public interest. Consequently, President Tinubu formally informed the House that he will not be granting presidential assent to the legislation, urged lawmakers to review and address the identified issues. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commissioned the newly constructed 15-kilometer access road connecting the Abuja-Lokoja Expressway A2 to the Pai community in Kwali Area Council. The President at the commissioning event reiterated the commitment of his administration to open up rural areas for even development. Habiba Tajayi has more.
President Tinubu, who appreciated the people of Pai for living in peace with one another, promised to help the people establish ranches and convert them to a source of wealth. The president also stated that his administration will work with rural farmers and livestock owners in Pai community to establish ranches and uplift the lives of the people.
The road, the infrastructural development means nothing if you don't develop it to the benefits of our people. Indeed, this progress will continue to elevate our lives if this administration will continue to prioritize infrastructure in all zones, particularly is on Wiki and his team. You are doing a good job for the underserved rural areas. We will ensure that development is not lopsided, but balanced, inclusive, and targets at lifting lives.
Earlier, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, declared President Tinubu as a true champion of rural development, revealing that over 150 kilometers of roads have been constructed and commissioned in the FCT's satellite towns since May 2023.
Excellency, recall that when we were appointed in August 2023, the supplementary budget, you included, through our request, emergency roads and funds were provided in the national budget. 6 emergency roads, and you provided funds. And this was affected the entire 6-area council. And I want to inform you that all those roads have all been commissioned. All those 6 roads have all been commissioned.
Minister Wike lauded President Tinubu for making the rapid infrastructure rollout possible, noting that without presidential backing and budgetary support, the transformation would have remained impossible. Habibat Ajayi, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now moving on to more stories. The dream of home ownership is slipping further out of reach for many Nigerians, especially in Birnin Kebbi, the capital of Kebbi State, where the cost of building construction has skyrocketed beyond the average citizen can afford. The report.
In a city once known for its affordability, the cost of building even a modest 2-bedroom home has risen to around 7 million naira. Standard homes now range between 15 million naira and 40 million naira, while duplexes climb as high as 100 million naira. For multi-story buildings, the price can soar to 200 million or more. Farouk Udansabo, principal partner at Bazengizo, a construction firm based in Birnin Kebbi, attributes the dramatic increase to several factors, including the surge in prices of building materials and the weakening value of the naira. He said building costs have tripled in just a few years, making it nearly impossible for the average Nigerian to construct a home.
In the last 2 years, and that's the amount of 1 liter of petrol. Now a liter of petrol is about almost 1,000 naira per liter. So any material we are transporting, whether from Lagos, from Port Harcourt, or from Abuja, that's virtually increasing the transport. Then the second problem is production problem.
Once busy construction sites now lie quiet, as many people abandon projects halfway due to rising costs. Even building material traders are feeling the pressure. Safi Ushehu Ambrusa, a trader, noted that transportation costs have spiked, driving up product prices. He also pointed to frequent damage during transit and the absence of government price control as major contributors to the inflation in building materials.
Okay, so the reasons are many, but one of them is that because of the rate exchange value. And then secondly, the company in Nigeria, they just used to increase the price without the notifier of their customers. So I think it is one of the reasons. Of course, transport is a big challenge. Why? Because we have a very good forward transportation. So the issue of transport, for instance, many people that used to selling the goods, more especially the building materials, they used to bought it from Kano and Lagos. So from Kano to Kebbi, actually the journey is not too long, but due to the forward transportation, if the trailer carry a goods, it will take up to 3 days without they come to Kebbi and unload the goods in time.
As for the mortgage options, the outlook remains bleak. Ms. Bahu Ahmed, Managing Director of the Kebbi State Home Savings and Loan Limited, explained that the soaring cost of construction has made it nearly impossible for civil servants to build homes from their salaries alone. He emphasized that mortgage loans remain the most viable option, offering flexible repayment plans compared to building solely from personal funds.
For the civil servants, still they have windows offered by primary mortgage banks like Kebbi State Home Savings and Loan Limited, whereby we give a civil servant housing loan, a long term that will not affect their take-home income at the end of the day. So for the civil servant that need to own a house, they can approach any primary mortgage bank of their nearest to them and explore the housing options that they have there.
With construction costs continuously rising and financial solutions falling short, one question lingers in Birnin Kebbi and across Nigeria. Is home ownership still a realistic dream? For now, the answer seems uncertain, unless urgent measures are taken to improve affordability and access to finance. From Birnin Kebbi, Cynthia Yongo, Trust TV.
And now in business, the public relations officer of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Chinedu Okadike, has attributed the recent increase in the prices of petroleum products to market deregulation. Okadike said this in an interview on Tuesday in Abuja while reacting to the hike in pump prices reported in several parts of the country. He explained that the key determinant included the price of crude oil, the exchange rate, and other operational costs. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and other marketers raised the pump prices of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, on Monday in Abuja and Lagos. The increase is reportedly linked to the rise in international crude oil prices. At NNPC retail outlet in Abuja, the pump price jumped by 50 naira from 895 naira to 945 naira per litre. And now away from Nigeria, an advisor to Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has said that his country still had stocks of enriched uranium, that the game is not over. This comes as the Iranian government said on Tuesday that it had taken the necessary measures to ensure the continuation of its nuclear program after U.S. and Israeli strikes targeted its facilities. The head of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran, Mohammad El-Salami, in a statement aired on state television, said plans for restarting the facilities have been prepared in advance, adding that the strategy is to ensure that production and services are not disrupted. The United States struck the Fordo, Isfahan, and Natanz uranium enrichment facilities on Sunday. U.S. President Donald Trump called on strike a spectacular military success. The extent of the damage is unknown. Israel announced on Monday that it had again bombed the Fordo site, buried under a mountain south of Tehran, to obstruct access routes. Now, KRC gang coach Thorsten Fink has said the club is yet to receive any offer for forward Tolu Arokodare. Arokodare had been tipped to leave the Belgian Pro League outfit this summer following his stellar performance for the club last season. The 24-year-old was top scorer in the Belgian Pro League with 21 goals and 5 assists from 40 league outings. The Nigeria international has drawn interest from clubs in England, Germany and Turkey. Genk has also indicated their desire to sell the player, but at the right price. The Smurfs will reportedly demand around £20 million from interested suitors. Fink, who persuaded Arokodare to stay at the club last summer, declared that no club has indicated interest in signing the former Cologne star. And with that, we have come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube for more news, programs and documentaries. My name is Idris Laye Bature, thanking you for being with us. Good evening.